So we're just gonna do this and hope for the best and get in my own head. This is the worst. Hello, my name is Paul, and this is the very first video of my new channel. This is going to be rather haggard. This is going to be really, really rough, not well thought out and not scripted, and not at all really structured, mainly because of several reasons. A, I just got off a string of shifts and I'm exhausted. I think I just got 4 hours of sleep. I just did 4 nights. I'm dead tired. But I also wanted to get this video out within a certain time frame, which is by tomorrow. So I have to film this, edit this, hopefully somewhat well. And it gets out tomorrow because tomorrow is a very important day for me. This video is a very important video for me, even though it may not look like it. By and large, I wanted to do several things today, and that's introduce my new channel and all the ideas of it, in it, surrounding it, and my goals. So welcome to Nana's apartment. First and foremost, what is Nana's apartment? Why is Nana's apartment? Who is Nana's apartment? Where is Nana's apartment? Fucking terrible. So initially, I wanted to do a gaming channel. And I said, I'm gonna put gaming videos out maybe once a week. But realistically, this channel is gonna be more just me. It's my channel. It's going to be just as scatterbrained, goofy, silly, and quite frankly, dumb as me sometimes. I was gonna, say, I think one of the first big ones, I was like, it's gonna be called Wrapped Up. Like, I'm gonna finish up all the games I never finished, and it's gonna be kind of like, you'd wrap a coil around the controllers, wrapped up. The more I thought about it, the more I came up with a name that means something to me, and that's Nana's apartment. And what is that? Well, the first thing is the Nana. When I was a kid, I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house and with my cousins, and that was where I played a lot of video games growing up. It's where I played Super Nintendo, Genesis, 64, Sega Saturn, a lot of awesome consoles growing up with my cousins. So the Nana, that's where Nana comes from. My grandmother, that's what we all called her, Nana. She probably one of the most influential women in my life. Cancer survivor, just amazing person. She passed away just a few years ago. And as far as the apartment goes, one of my favorite video games of all time is Ninja Turtles 2 for the NES. And the very first level of that game is called April's Apartment. So I put the two and two together and I got Nana's apartment. The other reason I really wanted to get this video kind of rushed out there and done by tomorrow, which will be the 7th, I believe, yes, is because tomorrow I am 1 year sober. And as uncomfortable as this video may be at certain times, I really wanted to talk about that because for me, this is big. A lot of the things I'm proud of today are based by and large around the fact that I've really worked hard to put something behind me. Even just talking about it right now, it's like, it's a massive weight. Going from just talking about the name of the channel to this is just like on my chest, and it's something that I feel like should be destigmatized and should be able to, you should be able to talk about this, and I really wanted to talk about this, hence the video. For the longest time, I was in a bad place. Weights just started stacking. It started probably when I was 18, 19 years old, and bad people did bad things, and it just kept gathering speed until enough people had, either via death or their own choice, walked out of my life, and those events stacked the weight on top of my shoulders. And to be as honest as I've ever been as a human being, I broke in more ways than one, and I broke more times than one, many times over. I found my escape and my way out through numbing that day after day, day after day, day after day. And then, years later, you kind of look at yourself and you go, if I don't find a way to crawl out of this, it's going to be the rope tied to my ankle that pulls me underwater and I never get another breath of air. In order to get through all of this to where we are, with this video upload, I need to be honest. And it's very, I have no idea how to talk about this. There was a few years, probably 2 to 3 years, where any day the choice would have been, I commit suicide. There's an odd numbness to that, and it's inexplicable. I have no words. I didn't plan to, say anything other than that was a choice on my mind for, again, 2 to 3 years. And it was sitting there. I knew where, I knew how, and I knew in my mind why. And I'm not going to glorify it. I'm not going to, try and justify it. I'm just being as honest with you as I've always been with myself and the weight I've carried, and to say that that was my home in my head for too long. Luckily, one event after another, in the same way there were events that got me to that place. There were people and events and things that stacked on top of each other. I was able to climb out of that hole. It wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy. Hopefully, going forward, this video and where I am now, and looking back on it and say a year, there's something to be said about positive reinforcement to yourself, to just look at where you've come, even if it's just one step, even if it's just one minor improvement to your life. Just looking and saying, I'm here now versus I was there yesterday, can give you a little bit of momentum, and that momentum can carry you forward a great deal. I'm not going to try and really preach, because it's not really something I need to talk about as far as helping others, but just I hope my story and talking about it is something positive that someone else can just start their journey with, even if it's just a thought. I really frame this video, even behind me are things that I've always wanted. Wrestling is a world that I've loved ever since I was a kid. My dad died when I was 9. Wrestling filled that hole for me. The belts you see behind me, I always wanted them. They are something that means something to me. The people that wore them mean something to me. They're influential to me. Wrestling is a huge part of my heart, and it's a huge stitch in my heart. Everything you see behind me is a result of hard work that I put in 1 year. I've gone from, not having anything in my bank account, every single spare dime, literally to the word, every single dime I had or could find went to alcohol. And within a year, I worked myself up to a good position at a job that I can make a life off of, and I can actually start doing the things I want to do. And that's a huge motivating factor behind Nana's apartment, and the fact that I wanted to do something, even if it goes nowhere, because in a year's time I could say, hey, I even did this. I created content that I wanted to create, and it was all because I got out of a hole. One of the main reasons I wanted to make this video today be my first video is because at the bottom of below in the description for every video on YouTube, I'm going to put links to spread awareness for suicide prevention and addiction recovery resources, because those are two things that I think people in my position and place needed. I'm not gonna speak to what can help you. I can only ever speak to what helped me, because I know everyone's story is different. And I hope that by spreading those resources and raising awareness about these issues, people can find the help they need. If it weren't, for a few people in my life, I would probably not be here easily. I wouldn't. The thread I was hanging on to was razor thin and not very strong. If I create content, I want that content to always be attached to something that could help someone, because even if the content's shit, the body of that content is made with great intentions. Even if I get no followers, no views, no nothing, if I get nothing, no nothing, God, I'm an English major. Oh, even if I go nowhere and this becomes nothing at all, I can at least say, I did some positive things. So as far as what will be on this channel, basically, you're just walking into my mind. There will be gaming videos. I've already recorded some podcasts that are collaborations, that basically to go through all of the videos I have. If you know me, you have to if you're watching this, because it's just gonna be shared on Facebook right now. I have hundreds upon hundreds of movies and DVDs. I'm a cinephile. I worked a movie gallery during its closing. I love film. A large part of what this channel will be are, movie reviews, gaming. I even have an idea coming down the pipeline that I've always wanted to do, a Gilmore Girls watch along, because I hate Gilmore Girls. It'd just be, if you want to watch a dude suffer and get punished, that would be a great place to start. And quite frankly, it's just something I've always wanted to do. One of the other things I'd like to work on, and that you will be able to see on this channel, is I am a huge advocate of costuming. I love costuming. In roller derby, I did a lot of coaching outfits inspired by Doctor Who. I'm a huge thrift store junkie. I love piecing something together based on components that I know I can easily find and put together. There's a couple of costumes and projects I really want to finish up that I never actually finished, that I've started years ago. I have a costume for my favorite movie, Hook, that I want to complete. I have a Darth Vader helmet that was a commercially available helmet, but you can actually restore it and kind of make it look movie accurate, that I've seen tutorials about, and I really want to finish that. And here's a place where you'll be able to see me doing that and working on those. There's so many avenues I want to use this channel for, and that's one of the many things I want to do as well. As far as what I've done and what I'll link to this, most who know me know that I love wrestling. I have a separate video line called The Man in the Mask. It's a way for me to kind of work on my editing skills, because the first couple episodes are rough. I do 2 main series there, Missing the Mark, which is where I review storylines, a collaboration with my friend Truck Norris. That's called The Truck Stop. We basically review pay-per-views, and we kind of sit and watch them, and you can watch them along with us. And it's not just you watching a guy watching a screen, it's you enjoying the pay-per-view with us. The pay-per-views there more or less full, and just I edit it so that you can understand the references we make and the jokes that we kind of allude to. So yeah, that's what you can watch as far as what I've already made, and that's at vimeo.com/themaninthemask. Actually, I have episode 3 of The Truck Stop on the editing floor right now. Pretty much almost done. I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple weeks. I have a busy schedule. If you don't know me, I work 12-hour shifts on rotation at a production plant in a lab. I'm really trying to bang that one out, to get that one out as soon as possible. It's nearly finished. I probably only have like 2 more matches to edit. I basically was using iMovie, which is terrible to edit videos, for the first everything on the website until episode 4 of Missing the Mark. Now I'm using Premiere Pro, and I had to learn everything from the ground up, and kind of I wanted to do an episode so that I could learn everything, and that was episode 4, and now I'm editing Truck Stop with all of the knowledge I got from that, and it's better for it. This episode 3, which is Armageddon 2004, is probably the greatest thing I've ever edited. It's my favorite. You will see it when it releases. I will either make a quick video on YouTube and link it. Anyway, so yeah, you can go find all of that at vimeo.com/themaninthemask. That's not stuff I can upload to YouTube, just the copyright and all that. Nah, I wouldn't be able to do it. There are so many things I wish I could do for this video right now, but personally, I like growth. I like being able to see growth. I like knowing I started again somewhere and I got somewhere. I want, a thumbnail for this video. I wish I had channel art right now as this is going up, but I don't. And that's fine. As rough as this is, I even wanted to shave this morning and I didn't. I'm just like, I didn't have time. It doesn't matter where you start, because for me, satisfaction comes from knowing where I was and where I am. Not having this being the best example of my editing skills is fine for me, because we'll get there. It's cool. In the following weeks, you'll probably see some cool videos introing other sections of this channel. I want to start a gaming section, and I have some interesting ideas. I think I have something that many wrestling fans will enjoy. I just wanted to say a few last things at the end of this video. Some thanks and just some nods to people that have kind of inspired me. I would be an absolute bastard of a child if I didn't thank my mom first and foremost. This is a person who raised 2 kids by herself after my father passed away, and worked incalculable hours to support 2 kids and to make sure that they had what we needed and we never wanted for anything. And she doesn't get enough credit. She doesn't. She just does not get enough credit for how much she gave me and my sister. She was a parent, and she continues to be a parent who never fails in supporting. I'm not even going to try to say everything I need to say, because I will never say enough. But thank you to my mom for always being there and for never giving up on me. The last couple years were hard for me. I had one foot in a very, very bad place, and I nearly could have been in a far worse place if not for her and her support and just her trying. My words could never be enough, and I'm an English major and I have plenty, but I couldn't even scratch the surface. There's no way. I love you, Mom. Thank you. I wanted to say thank you to my girlfriend, Amanda. A huge rock in supporting me and getting out of a place that without her I could not have gotten out of. When it comes to accountability, she is just amazing in making sure that I hold myself to a higher standard, because she does. I am here because of her, and her challenging me to be a better person of myself than I was when I met her. That's really all that needs to be said. And thank you, and I love you. I also want to thank Truck. Truck, you are an amazing human being. You are a dedicated, loving, trustworthy. There are not enough words to describe this man. I'm not going to put him on the spot because I don't know what he's comfortable with. But editing the videos that I have in the past with him, and the videos that I have done with him and the one I'm working on right now, they make me smile in a way that I haven't in years. And having these videos to work on are, things that have kept me in a good place. Every time I've made a truck stop episode, it's trying to get sober, and focusing on these videos has been huge for me. They give me something to work on. They give me something to work for. He is just amazing. He's my travel buddy on the road. I owe him so much. The smiles that he's given me over the years are just, I love you, man. You're awesome. I'm a roller derby person. If skating was not a part of my life, wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be alive today. I was introduced to it in a time where I had cut a lot out of my life, and I was starting fresh, and I was empty. And as cliche and as corny as it sounds, it filled a void and it made me whole. Rock Coast Roller Derby is a team that I've worked with and that I've coached, and we've made a lot of good memories together. And wow, thank you. And as far as the team I played with, Casco Bay Roller Derby, again, I fall short of words. There are none. There is no sentence I could put together for either of those teams or the individuals within them to describe, you were exactly what I needed. You are exactly what I need in my life. Anytime I've ever needed a leg up or a hand to pull me up, any person that's ever come to me from either of those two teams have always had the right words, said the right things, motivated me in the proper ways, and in ways that I can't articulate for reasons that are very, very personal to me. You saved my life. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I really wouldn't. And it's really hard to describe why. But in the simplest of ways, that by just being good human beings, you were there at the right time for me. When I needed someone to come along and just stumble into saying the right things, not even meaning to, you guys and ladies and you people were there, and fuck me, you are perfect. And holy God, you saved me. When someone or a group gives you your life, how do you put into words a thank you of that magnitude? You can't. You really can't. But I wanted to say thank you. I'm a blubbering mess. That snot's gonna be there on my shoulder now. Great. So that's my segue into, maybe I'll make some skating videos. Yeah, maybe I'll make some skating videos when the weather's not hot and it's not summer and it's more fall. I have a lot to offer because I've had a lot of great minds to pick over the years. And if you are a mind I've picked, or you were watching these and you're like, oh, I would like you to do this, or could you do that, or could we work together on something? Please, yes, let's. I would love to. When social distancing allows us to do so. So that should just about do it for this video. If you want to follow along with this journey going forward, feel free to share this video in any way you feel comfortable. Thank you for your support thus far. I love all of you, and thank you for making me be a better person. Thank you for holding me to a higher standard. And thank you for all your support and love thus far. Bye. I'm gonna have to edit him out walking around so much. He's gonna keep walking around. Oh, that's even worse. He's on the hard floor now. Can you sit down? I love you. I love you. He sleeps with me on my night shift, so his schedule's just about as weird as mine is right now. He's just being lovely. He is my shadow. He's just putting his face on my thigh. It's adorable. Lay down. Sit. Sit.